I'm Shane Meiston.
And I'm Lorenzo Hannon.
So over the past 2 semesters, we've worked on developing an intuitive, powerful payroll and benefits management system called Payhub. It's designed to help small to medium-sized businesses automate and streamline their employee management and their payment processing. So currently, many small businesses and startups struggle with outdated payroll processes. They may manually calculate payroll in spreadsheets, manually file and mail W-2 and 1099 forms, and track employee benefits separately from all that. It's very time-consuming, very error-prone, and very costly. I have some experience with this, being a single-member LLC. I do run payroll for my own business, and I do file year-end forms like W-2 and not 1099. That would be illegal, but our app kind of helps solve all the confusion of these processes by offering a centralized, secure, web-based platform where companies can easily onboard their employees, calculate the payroll, file the tax forms, and manage the employee benefits.
All right, so our app, they address key user points like reducing manual errors, automatic document generation like W-2s and 1099s as previously mentioned, simplifying employee onboarding, and providing visibility into benefits and pay history. Now, our app uses a full Django backend for our server logic and database management. The front-end templates were used with HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, and some Vue.js, like event listeners. Our authentication system uses Django REST framework, simple JWT, with secure cookies for session handling, and for databases, we use the PostgreSQL in production and SQLite for testing.
So one technology that worked particularly well was Django's signals feature. It allowed us to automate things like creating employee records when new users register. One thing that didn't work out was early experimentation with full Vue SPA frontend. But integration challenges with Django's templating forced us to simplify.
So we'll go ahead and take a look at our site by doing a test run with, say, our small business owner, John. Now, John has maybe a few employees. He needs to do things like create employee records, onboard them quickly, run payroll, and generate tax forms without having a bunch of paperwork to do it or have to bring it out the calculator. So John, when he first accesses our site, will be met with the login page, and he'll register his company first. So he'll type in his company name, his EIN, which is a 9-digit tax ID given to each company, and we do validate input there, as well as his state tax ID, which input is validated, has to be at least 6 digits. He'll also enter his address in his state, and then he'll register his company. Now for John's user account, he'll enter a username, his first and last name, and his email, and then he'll select his role actually as a manager. Now we do differentiate between employees and managers. Employees, of course, are on the receiving end of payroll and they don't have manager permissions. Managers can run payroll and create new employees and create tax documents as well. John would then select his company from our list of companies and he'll enter his password and confirm it. Now, having already created John's user profile, we'll go ahead and log in as him as I get used to this Mac keyboard. We'll go ahead and log in as him as I get used to this Mac keyboard. So once John logs in, he'll be met with our homepage, which will show his name and his company's name. He'll have some quick links to manage employees and manage payroll summary. So down at the bottom, John will see his recent payroll trends, how much he's paid to his employees, and the total taxes that have been withheld from those employees. In John's list, he'll have himself and then 2 employees, Jim Smith and Joe Smith. So Jim here, you can see his first, last name, email, date of birth, and all. And Jim's box is unchecked for his private contractor. That means Jim will receive a W-2 at the end of the year and not a 1099. Now, as far as Joe Smith, he is checked as a private contractor, so he will be receiving a 1099 at the end of the year. Where John needs to add new employees, he would first create a user account for those employees with a first, last name, email, password, and role. And then he would select that user from our list of users to create their employee account or their employee instance. So although it can't really be seen on the front end, we do have 2 different models, one for user and one for employees. They simply hold different attributes and track different things. So Lorenzo now will show you how we actually run payroll.
John would like to see his payroll summary, so he will go up here and click payroll summary. And we can already see we already have some values. We can delete these if we wanted to, but actually, let's go ahead. We can see this pop up here as we click OK, and that disappears.
Jim didn't get paid
Sucks to be him. So, we would like to run a new payroll. We'll go back to Jim. He's getting paid again.
We like Jim.
He started out in February, and his pay period ended, let's do March 1st. And his gross pay, say 40,000.
Big day.
Yep.
Big day.
In the state of
That's a good one.
Florida is a good one. So we're running a payroll for that. No income tax too. And we can see here,
February 6th to March 1st.
We have too many gyms.
We got a lot of gyms.
yeah, it's confusing me. But it did update here, and we can see our net pay for Jim Smith.
And Jim's net pay is going to be after deductions for one, FICA, which is Medicare and Social Security, and two, any pre-tax deductions or post-tax deductions Jim might have, like say a Roth IRA, which would be post-tax, or a 401k, which would be pre-tax.
So now Jim would go to his tax documents, and he would like to generate the W-2 document for his employee, Jim.
John will be generating for Jim, although I can understand the confusion.
Right.
Jay.
By Jay's in there.
So the year is 2025, and his social security number, he is all zeros.
The first American.
First ever.
What a patriot.
And his employee state number is random. It must be 6 digits. So if we test that here, it won't generate. So we'll actually do it. We'll generate the PDF. And if we click on it, everything is updated through here in this PDF file.
So these are the exact totals that, and the exact sections of the IRS 2025 W-2 document. So you can see that all the user benefits are included on there as well, were Jim to have, say, dependent care FSA or some sort of, 401k pre-tax deductions, but it'll also show what Jim paid in Social Security taxes, Medicare taxes, and his state income that was eligible to be taxed.
Mm-hmm.
So then if you want to switch over, Shane, and show us Joe, who is, well, first of all, we'll go through our benefits and tax documents.
All right, so in this section, it will list all the healthcare contributions, retirement contributions, and or computer benefit contributions. We already flooded in the dependent care FSA contribution at $250. He's got to feed his children. And so if we want to edit the benefits and fill out however we please, then you can do so by changing it and pressing the update benefits button. But we're going to go back because we're just going to keep that the same. Now, we're going to run and generate first, we're going to edit John's W-4. We're going to say that he's the head of the household, he's the breadwinner, and he has 3 dependents. Now, once you're done, you'll just press the Save Changes, and it'll bring you back to the tax document screen. And next, we're going to generate the W-2 for John. It is 25. His social. And his state ID. And we're going to generate. And much like the other one, it's all flooded in and including the benefits that we did include with the dependent care.
So lastly, I'll show you Joe Smith, who here is a 1099 private contractor. And as you can see, Joe was paid, although the net pay won't apply to him because he does not see any post or pre-tax deductions. So Joe, for the year of 2025, will enter his SOCH.
Although not shown, but mentioned, the employees do see different things, especially on the main screen. They'll see their name, the company they are working for, along with only having 2 options, looking at their payroll summaries and looking at their tax documents that were generated by their manager.
That's true. Now, Joe here, as you can see, did not pull up non-employee compensation. Joe 2025. Let's try rerunning payroll for Joe.
I don't think did we not run a payroll for Joe?
I thought we did, but maybe not. There we go. So as you can see, Joe was paid a total of $11,000 and saw no federal income tax withheld as he is a private contractor.
It does help to actually pay the guy before we generate the
That is true,
1099s.
generally. Let's see. So for Joe, we'll go ahead and log in as.
Before we generate the
That is
1099s.
true, generally. Let's see. So for Joe, we'll go ahead and log in as Joe's user since he's only an employee. And we'll see the other view that we have for our employee users. So as you can see, Joe, his total pay this year would be with taxation on there underneath his earnings. And then Joe will be able to edit his W-4 information and edit his benefits, although he is unable to generate any tax documents as he's not a manager. We are the group Garnet Devs. I'm Will Brown.
I'm Shane Meiston.
And I'm Lorenzo Hannon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.